Apparently, your mainstream media outlets did not like Nick Shirley's reporting on the widespread Somali fraud happening in Minnesota. So now they're making excuses for these people while throwing Nick under the bus. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the mainstream media's reaction to Nick Shirley's reporting on the widespread Somali fraud happening in Minnesota. Now, I'm not surprised that they're upset. They want to call him a white supremacist. They want to call him a right-wing guy, a MAGA or whatever. I'm not surprised at that. When you're not able to really address the argument, when you're not really able to make excuses for what happened, you just shoot the messenger. That's pretty much what they do. It's a pattern. They've been doing it for years and years and years and years. And speaking about years and years and years and years, that's how long I've been talking about this particular issue with the Somalis scamming. This has been an ongoing thing. It's not just, okay, you got a daycare here, a health center here. Nah, it is a pattern, not just in Minneapolis, not just in Minnesota, but also Columbus, Ohio, other parts of the country, Sweden, and in Somalia itself. This is an issue. And before I go any further, I'm not trying to say that all Somalis are fraudsters. Please don't get it confused. But what I am saying is that fraud is a big part of their culture. It is what it is. Let's not act like that's not the case, because it is. And if it's not, I can't tell. I cannot tell. Now, before I go any further, let's get to what the mainstream media has to say. This is going to be the newly rebranded MSNOW, formerly MSNBC, as I called it, MS13DNC. Let's hear their 2 cents on it. And of course, this video and all other videos will be in the description if you want to see them here without my commentary. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit a link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
Sure. So these were funds that were meant to go to help feed hungry people during the COVID pandemic, to help keep people in their homes who were at risk of homelessness. So first of all, if there is fraud there, that should be fully investigated, no matter where it is, whether it's in a Democratic-led state, a Republican-led state. I mean, let's pull back. So absolutely, it should be investigated. The question is, why is this a priority in a different kind of way? The politicization of the DOJ and the FBI is undeniable. So whether they are reliable narrators is the big question. And this is what happens when you weaponize and politicize federal agencies that are not meant to be, politicized. And I think the American people are right to ask the question, well, can we trust you? And that's a sad thing to say as an American. Let's recall, too, that there's also other scandals in other states. For example, the Mississippi welfare scandal. And this is not unique to politics. Americans know that. But of course, the other factor here is that because it looks like the Somali population in Minnesota, the Somali immigrant population may have been involved in some way, those people are being scapegoated, and that community is being scapegoated in a way that certainly serves the far right.
Okay, there we go. So this is probably commentary about the Feeding Our Kids, whatever the organization was, where DOJ actually indicted a bunch of people, the majority of whom, like 95%, were all Somali. Okay, talking about, weaponizing the DOJ. Nah, we're just trying to get down to the bottom of what's happening, trying to eliminate this out in the open fraud that has been going on for a very long time. It's systemic. They do it because they can get away with it. Okay, let's keep going. This is going to be Abby Phillip on CNN.
This is politics. But, honestly, you knock on the door of a daycare center and you're like, let me in, let me in. What do you expect people to do? In some of those cases, there were children in there. What do you want people to do in that situation? Open the door and say, come on in, when they know that the Somali community is under attack, is being threatened every single day? What is going on here?
Look, if there's fraud there or anywhere else as it relates to Medicaid, it should be rooted out, and whoever has perpetrated it should be prosecuted, no question. But, in the homeless shelters I run, we have daycare centers. If someone just showed up at the door banging to say, I want to, bring a child there, we would not let them in. We don't let people who are unauthorized come in to daycare centers. But a big part of this that we also have to note is there was no need for the president to say the horrible things he said about the Somali community.
This is politics.
Okay, now there's a lot here. First of all, it's talking about the daycare centers. Oh, you can't just come in there. Oh, okay. But let's not act like he didn't also go to healthcare centers. So I can't go to a healthcare center. If I need some healthcare, if I'm sick or I could be sick, or I'm just trying to find a good doctor, a primary care physician, I can't go there. Why can't I go there? Why are there signs that say no trespassing on a healthcare facility? Why are there 17 of these so-called daycares in one building? And why have the neighbors of these facilities never seen any children go in and out of these buildings? Why do the Somalis have the medical transport companies and they never have any passengers? People see them riding around town in the vehicles with the whatever logo on it. They see them driving, but there's never any passengers. It's because we're talking about fraud. Don't try to talk about, oh, you can't go to daycare center because of kids. You're obfuscating the obvious. That's what's happening with these people. They're running for cover. They're trying to make excuses. They're trying to just brush all that up under the rug so you don't see it. They'll just act like it doesn't exist. Let's keep rocking here. Now, this is the infamous picture. Quality Leering Center. Okay. Now, neighbors have seen this building for a long time and they've never seen any kids go in or out of the building. Would you send your kids to a place looking like this? I mean, what is going on in there? It's like a storage locker. I don't even know what this is. I would not send my kids anywhere near there if I had them. I would not send them to the Quality Leering Center, especially if the objective is for my kids to learn. How are they going to learn in a place where they can't even spell the word learn? That doesn't make any sense. But now here's an article from New York Post. Misspelled Minnesota, daycare Quality Leering trucks in children after viral fraud video. Never seen kids go in there till today. So what happened is you have Nick Shirley goes to the place. It goes viral all over the place. They know there's no kids in there. There's a problem trying to get it shut down. Okay. Emergency meeting. Let's bring in some children today so that we can be okay. You bringing in these kids from who knows where to make it look like it's an actual legitimate business, although it's not. Now, look at this guy right here. This is the son of the owner, allegedly. Would you have your kids anywhere near him? I know I wouldn't. Look at this guy. Not even wearing any apparel that would say that he has a company or that he is linked to a company like this. They probably put him out there because you speak English. That's the spokesperson right there. Him. Muhammad. That's your guy right there. Okay. Now, all of a sudden you get kids coming into the building. Okay. Neighbors who live there say they never seen any kids go in or out. Nick goes there during the daytime. Talking about some overclothes. Yeah, it's not operating hours. It's a daytime in the weekday. Why are there no children here? What's going on? Okay. All these cars in the parking lot when there was no cars before. Okay. Like, let's just say what it is. And one thing about scammers, guys like this guy, Muhammad, whatever his name is, they are unrepentant. They will lie until they die. Now, this is about Ohio. I believe Columbus, Ohio, because they got Somali fraud happening there. Let's watch.
So these individuals tried to report the fraud that was happening in Ohio and then eventually came to me to say that we're watching providers rubber stamp paperwork for home health. So in Ohio, and there's many states like this, Pennsylvania and other states too, where you can go in and you can say my aging parent needs a home health care and I want to provide it. So the state will, as long as a doctor has approved it, continue to pay you. It could be for 10 hours, 12 hours, up to 24 when it's critical care. So you could sit at home without caring for an elderly parent who really doesn't need it, make about $75,000 to $90,000 a year. Now you add two parents, that's $180,000. Now you add your in-laws, $250,000. You continue to add this and you wonder, what are the services being provided? So a lot of providers came and said, fraud is occurring because we said we weren't going to rubber stamp this paperwork, so they went to other providers. Their home health care network saying, we'll make it worth your while. Well, sounds like a kickback to me. So we really need to investigate the Medicaid system and how much it's increased since the Somalian population came, and who really needs critical care, because that's meant for our disabled, our elderly, and people who really need it, not to just live off our system. And that's what's happening in Ohio. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's despicable, but authorities are now looking at it from the Attorney General's office to the U.S. Attorney's office. I flagged them all because this is Ohio tax dollars and we have to take it seriously. I'm tired of people telling me, well, this is the way it's always been. It's subjective and we can't really check. No, you can. Audit America, audit Ohio now. And I'm pushing for that in every single state.
Right on, 100%. It's got to happen. Now, look, as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to all the Somalis who don't engage in this scamming. I appreciate y'all for not doing that. But I think you guys got to speak up. There have been some Somalis who have spoken up about this, and they've been speaking for years. But they often get ignored because I think at a state level, you're talking about your governor, Tampon Tim, your senators, etc. in Minnesota, they're cool with it. They just let it happen for whatever the reason. Some say it's because they want Somali labor. Some say it's because they want to stay in power, meaning Democrats want to stay in power. And a lot of these so-called daycares and home health care facilities kick back money to the Democratic Party. Oh, yeah, documented. So I'm not making it up. Whatever the reason is, it's not okay to just steal from the federal government or anybody else. And if it is okay, then how are guys and girls still getting locked up for it? Would a regular American citizen be able to do this and get away with it? I'm not quite so sure, but I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your reaction from the mainstream media to Nick Schurler's reporting out there in Minneapolis, Minnesota? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. It's not a surprise because this is what the mainstream media does. Whatever we could do to protect certain people, to protect certain political interests, we're going to do that. It doesn't matter if it's criminality involved, straight up fraud, obvious, in your face, direct, not even any kind of way to excuse it fraud. It's okay because they are on our side. And whatever they do, good or bad, is going to be good to us. That's what's happening here. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.